I sure do love classical music. Let's see what's in this playlist. Beethoven, Debussy, Bach, Bartok, Tchaikovsky, Vivaldi, Schubert, Handel, Haydn. Wait a second. Why are they all boys? I know multiple girls that play instruments, and they're great at it. Even better than some boys I know, but I don't see any girls here. I've got to get to the bottom of this. As far as I know, girls have always had the exact same opportunities as boys. I'll ask that girl dog that my owner dog sits. I think she's pretty smart. Ooh, this smells good. Hey, Lupa, I have a question. Alright, Stanley, what's up? I was looking through a classical playlist to put on while I perform intricate rocket science equations, and I realized that all of the composers are boys. Do you know why? Oh boy, how long do you have? I have a vet appointment on the 14th. But it's the 15th. Yeah, I know. Okay, then follow me. So why is it there are mostly boys in the classical playlist? Well, Stanley, there is this thing that existed for a very long time called sexism, where women are considered the inferior sex, and this concept definitely is included in the music industry. Interesting. How? In early American days, women mainly existed in a society where young girls were expected to basically become housewives, cooking, house cleaning, managing children, sewing, and their main purpose was considered to be giving birth. They were denied the right to vote and to hold political office, fitting themselves into this socially accepted mold of behavior to which all women had to conform. That's not very fair. Women and men were all born at the same time, and they're people, so why should they be treated differently? That is exactly what women started to think. Feminist movements began around the mid-1800s and again through the 1900s, when both women and men were becoming irritated at the fact that women had almost no power in their communities. Even after this movement, women were still being discriminated against when it came to the workforce and higher education. And this happened with music too? Yes, originally women were discouraged from playing music professionally because it was considered inappropriate and they were told they were not strong or skilled enough to play anything besides piano. Before the beginning of opera, women mainly performed in the privacy of their own homes, often to entertain the guests of their husbands. There were some inspiring female composers, such as Barbara Strozzi, who was a single mother by choice to 4 children and grew up in the 1600s. She was the first woman to use her own name with her music instead of using a pen name. That's cool. Go Barbara. Orchestras didn't employ women because of the misogynistic presumption that they lacked the capability. As a retaliation, they created their own all-female orchestras. This still happened until about 1952, when blind auditions were invented. So blind auditions, is that like when you find blind people to judge admission into orchestras? No, but it's kind of similar to that, I suppose. They put up a screen so that the judges couldn't see the auditionee. At first, it appeared to be working and there was no sexism, but then they realized the sound of heels entering the room was causing it, so they started requesting that musicians take off the shoes. So obviously there's been lots of sexism or whatever against girl musicians, but what about those people that wave their arms around to command them? Yes, conductors. There's been lots of that as well. Conducting might even be more male-dominated than just playing. Oh really? How so? Well, only a 25th of the conductors in the Association of British Orchestras are women, and there was one orchestra who had a website featuring 27 guest conductors, all of which were men. Wow, that's awful. How do you feel about that? Because I know you play the clarinet and you know a lot about music. If it was me, I would not be happy at all. I would get so angry. It's definitely not great, and I really wish there was more female representation in the music industry, but unfortunately there is not. However, although quite gradually, the discrimination against women in music is changing. There were surely less female musicians and conductors in the past, and there has at least been a relatively significant incline in popularity of musical women. It's really weird that women have been considered to be the inferior sex. I mean, my owner is a pretty good musician in my opinion. I think I heard her playing a piece by a female artist earlier.